2-5-1 chord progressions music में extremely common है, from pop to blues to soul to contemporary Bollywood to, of course, jazz. And to be able to improvise over them effectively, one has to be able to play chords and also single lines efficiently. आजकल content creators और record labels के बीच में काफ़ी issues हैं, so even showing a 2-second clip can be an issue. But I'm going to try and show you a few examples of 2-5-1 chord progressions in the real world. Here goes.
Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you.
2-5-1 chord progressions, drop two voicings or single line licks के साथ learn करेंगे, and we're going to learn them in two positions and then take them around the cycle of chords and also learn how to combine positions to move efficiently. It sounds complicated, but it's not. So grab your guitar, grab a beer, some coffee, and let's have some fun. अगर आपने पहले subscribe नहीं किया है, then please do subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of fun creating these lessons. और अगर आपके पास कोई feedback or you have any suggestions or just comments, please write to us or write to me at Karan at goajazzacademy.com, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's have some fun. To play 2-5-1 chord progressions around the cycle of fifths, we need to combine three elements. Things that we did in the previous lesson, specifically lesson 1, 2, and 3. Lesson 1 we learned the root names of each key center, C, F, B flat, etc., going around the cycle of fourths and finding the roots on the 6th and 5th string shapes. So for example, C, then F, then B flat, then E flat, and so on and so forth. Lesson 2 we practiced making a major scale and practicing that scale around the cycle of fifths. So for example, C major, F major, B flat major, and so on and so forth. Basically playing major scales around the cycle of fourths using the root notes we had identified. And finally, we practiced creating seventh chords around the cycle of fifths. For example, C major, F major, B flat major, E flat major. So this is all useful, and if you want to review them, please go back and review those lessons. So ये 2-5-1 chord progressions को derive कैसे करते हैं? Well, you can derive them from any scale, but the most common ones used to create 2-5-1 harmony are the major scale, natural minor, and harmonic minor. So हमने previous lessons में हमने काफ़ी discuss किया है, but let me recap a few things. So if we take the C major scale, we get the following notes: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now we can give each one of these note names in the scale a position or scale degree. 1, this indicates the position of each note from the root in the steps. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now if we harmonize this, we get the following chords. So this is all in lessons 1, 2, and 3. C major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7, G 7, A minor 7, B minor 7, flat 5. Now just like we had scale degrees, we also have chord degrees or Roman numerals to indicate. So we get 1 major 7, 2, this is a minor chord. Basically, when you harmonize a major scale, the first chord will always be a major 7. Let me just make that a little easier to read. Sorry, my handwriting's terrible. 2, the second chord, the third chord will always be minor chords. The fourth chord will be a major chord. The fifth chord will always be a dominant chord. The sixth chord will always be a minor chord. And the seventh chord will be a minor 7 flat 5. So a 2-5-1 chord progression built on a major scale will be consist of these chords, which is D minor, G7, and C major. So ये जो 2-5-1 progression है, why is it important? This 2-5-1 is what we call a cadential chord progression. And this 5 to 1 is very very important in Western harmony, in classical harmony. इसमें जो 5 chord है, it essentially has a tritone in it, which when it moves down to the 1 chord, it's resolved. I will be dealing with this in another lesson, but essentially this tension is resolved when it moves to the 1 chord, and this 2-5-1 chord progression is just an extension of that. If we want to create a 2-5-1 chord progression in the key of C, it's very simple to actually identify what the other chords are. If your tonic or your key is C major, the 2 chord, as per the cycle of fifths, is going to be 2 letters to the right of it, which is D minor, right? And then if you want to find the 5 chord, all you have to do is move 1 letter to the right of C, which is G, and that's your 5 chord. So it'll be G7. So a 2-5-1 in the key of C major is D minor, G7, C7. Now let's move to the next key in the cycle of fourths, which is F major. So now your tonic is F major. So similarly, use the same principle. Your 2 chord is going to be 2 letters to the right, okay, which is going to be G minor, and your 5 chord is going to be what? Yep, it's going to be 1 letter to the right of F, which is C7, and your tonic is going to be F major. And that's that. So once you know what the chords are, how do you actually find them on the guitar? Well, ये काफी simple है. We know that, for example, our tonic in the first position that we're going to use is on the 8th fret 6th string, so we can build a C major scale around it. Root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root. Well, if this is your root, the 2 is on the 10th fret 6th string, so, and then your 5th is on the 5th string 10th fret. So 2, 5, 1. It's as simple as that. And that will be the same no matter which key you have, as long as your tonic lies on the 6th string. In examples में हम एक 4-bar chord progression लेंगे, where the 2 chord is for 1 bar, the 5 chord is for 1 bar, and the 1 chord lasts for 2 bars. Let's set up our metronome at a very slow tempo at about 70 BPM. But more than that, we're going to try and feel the pulse on beats 2 and 4. And if this is hard, we'll try something else. But let's give this a shot. So I'm going to set our metronome to a time signature of 2/4 and 35 beats per minute. And this is what that should sound like. Here's C major. Now an F major. Now in B flat major. Now in E flat major. Now in A flat major. And in D flat major. अगर आप इसके साथ struggle कर रहे हो, then let's take a step back. Let's set our tempo to about 70 BPM, and let's turn our time signature to 4/4 or 4 beats per measure. Okay? So what this is going to allow us to do is really think about every beat. So let's try this. 4. D minor for 4 beats. G7 for 4 beats. C major for 4 beats. Now you can take a rest bar before you move to F. 1, rest bar before you move to B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. C minor, F7, B flat major. And once you're comfortable with that, and you can remove the rest bar, try going back to feeling the pulse on 2 and 4. So the first lick that we have that actually fits these chords, the 2-5-1 in position A really well, was stolen from Dexter Gordon's great solo on Take the A Train. I've posted a link to it so you can listen to the original. But essentially, if you look at, and it's in the key of C, it's a 2-5-1 in the key of C. So the first chord is D minor 7, and the lick just descends. It's just ascending a D Dorian. Then it descends a G Mixolydian, and then finishes up, actually outlining the C major chord using 2 triads: an E minor ascent, and then just descending an F major and then landing on the 5th at the end of the lick. अगर आपको ये lick transpose करना है to new keys, it's really simple. Just pay attention to what part of the lick goes over the 2 chord and then copy that to the new 2 chord in a new key. Copy what goes over the 5 chord and then copy that to the new 5 chord in the new key, and then copy what happens over the 1 chord in, let's say, the original key, which is C, to the new key, which is F. So for example, in the original key, which is C major, the 2 chords, lick is. So let's copy that to the new key, which is F. So over the 2 chord you would have, right? And then let's go back to the key of C. Now you have a descending line in G Mixolydian. Well, all you have to do is copy that to the C7 part. It starts on the 5th. And then let's go back to the key of C. The lick that goes over here is 1. So in the key of F, it just starts on the 3rd. So the whole lick is just in the new key. And if you want to practice moving keys in time, do it very slowly with a rest bar in between. So let me give you an example. Let's take a metronome. Let's take this at 70 BPM, counting on 2 and 4. So 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then do the same for B flat, E flat, etc. finally, in position A, we're going to bring chords and the lick or single line together. So we're going to play one cycle of 4 bars of the 2-5-1 in, let's say, the key of C as chords, and then another cycle which has the lick. So total 8 bars per key, and then we move it to a new key. So this is what it sounds like. Now that you've done that, now let's move our root or our one chord to the 5th string. So again, the same principles are right. We're going to do 2-5-1s, but our tonic is going to land on the 5th string. So for example, for C major, हमारा जो tonic है, it's on the 3rd fret, 5th string. So the 2 chord, okay, is going to be, if we map out a C major scale, our 2 chord is going to be 2 frets away, and our 5 chord is going to be the same fret but 1 string below. So D minor 2 chord, G7 5 chord, C major, just the fret below. Now let's try a few keys with the root now landing on the 5th string. B flat major. E flat major. And so on and so forth. Try them in all keys. Or I've taken this lick from legendary saxophone player Dexter Gordon's pocketbook of licks. So it basically just descends D Dorian and then continues to descend B flat Mixolydian bebop scale, and then just down a D minor 7 arpeggio. Basically, pretty much staying within that D minor or that 2 chord shape on the 5th string. So you can just move that to any other key. And again, follow that shape. अब ये lick हम cycle of 4th में practice करेंगे. So let's take it through a few keys and let's see what happens. now let's get to our main exercise in position B, which is for the first 4 bars of any key, play the chords, and then play another 4 bars in the same key using the lick, and go on so on and so forth through the cycle of fourths. Now let's do something really cool. So if you look at the 2-5-1 in the key of C major, it's 2, 5, 1. The next key in the cycle of fourths is F major. So it's actually right below it. So the first set of chords, or the first key C major, will be in position A. And the next key in the cycle of fourths will be in position B. So we'll have 2, 5, 1. So here's what you could do, and this is really cool because now you've learned 2 sets of licks and chords in 2 positions. And when you're going down the cycle of fourths, you're going to see that they're actually very close to each other on the fretboard, which is the cool thing about the cycle of fourths on an instrument like the guitar. So let's hear what that sounds like, mixing up 2 positions now. So if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please email me at karan@goa.jazz.academy. And make sure to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. It's just at Goa Jazz Academy. Have a great evening, day, or afternoon, or morning, wherever you are. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.